It's the last video of 2024. Merry Christmas. I hope you're having a great day. But I thought we would just end the year off with one giant studio clean. It's gotten really messy somehow. I haven't been working in here for a while and I've just been like piling things everywhere. I just want to reorganize everything just so that next year it's just like a fresh start and a clean space again. I think we'll just start with hanging this back up. I kind of tore the studio apart when I was prepping for the pop-up because I was trying to find a whole bunch of things for it. I lost some of my hardware to the rolling rack. No idea where it went. And also the bag inserts I made, which are currently on the ground. I made these inserts to go into the flower bags so that you could see them better. Had to tear it apart because I forgot where I put them. This bag just kind of lives here. I don't really know what I want to do with it yet, as with all the samples, but maybe we'll get through the samples too. And patterns. I have some of this hanging because it's pressed, but I think I'm just going to put it back on the shelf so we have the rail as empty as possible. It just seems a bit cleaner in my head. Now it's mostly just all the little small things. Oh, you know what I should get? I need one of those like air cans to spray all the dust off my machine and inside the machine. I want it to be white again. There's so many pencil smudges. This is in fact a rain poncho, but it makes for a good like garment bag. No dust and it's clean. What is this? I was also thinking next year I really want to host like upcycling projects, and I think this would be such a great way to use all these scraps because there's so many amazing fabrics. I'm just like overwhelmed by the scraps. So maybe there's a way I can share the wealth and we can create from them. I just finished vacuuming everything, which felt so good. It was so dusty. And I found some patterns in the corner, which is actually the pattern to my maxi corduroy skirt. I'm just gonna fold these up and put them in my ongoing pattern binder. I started this not long ago. I make a quick little drawing and I've been collecting my patterns just folded rather than hanging. I don't have those hooks anymore, so I'm just doing this instead. And it's been kind of handy. My little sketch, and then I put it in the front, and now I know what it is. The studio is almost clean, and the last thing I have to do is tackle the shelf. I guess it's not as disorganized as I thought. It's mostly like this middle section that doesn't have any method to it anymore. Up here, I'm gonna leave it. This is just fusing and lining. This is, I think it's just fabric I don't like actually. I think I'm just gonna unload it, organize on the table, and then we'll put it back. This is just new fabric I got. I know some I have scraps. Things are falling. I always forget how much fabric I have until I do this. Until I put it all on the table and I'm forced to look at the pile of fabric that I have collected. But it's good to do every once in a while. I'm not gonna stop buying fabric because as soon as I see something I love, I need to get it. This will just help me use the pieces that I know that I have. Like I didn't even know I had this really nice black cotton twill. So this is a really good start. I'm gonna put like big pieces of fabric together versus like small pieces of fabric because that makes a difference. Like these I can make large projects from. This is like a small project. I'm gonna go through all of this and just like organize and see what I have. Reorganized, not so much different than before. Lining and fusing, things that are cut and ready to be sewn. This is actually gonna be the place for fabric that I already have a plan for. Like I know what I want to make out of these two. Specialty fabrics, lots of shears and knits and stuff. Small pieces of cotton, Like it's kind of like half projects. I might have to like blend things together. This is just kind of sample fabrics that I can use for projects that have the same weight of these. Big pieces of fabric that I can do full garments with, and they're like lots of actually good options here. This is the curtain for the flower bags, and these two I have like 5 meters of. I don't really know what I want to do with them, so they're just chilling. And this is purely for samples because either it's like super stained. I even have a little note on here like full of stains, good for samples, just so I don't make final projects out of it. Ugly colors or ugly patterns for samples, and then that is just the batting and laundry. Now that the studio is cleaned and everything's organized, I thought maybe we could do a little studio tour because I don't think I've actually ever done an official studio tour. I know you've seen most of it, but I thought I would walk you through and kind of talk about like where everything is. My parents came to visit not long ago, and my mom, when she walked in, she's like, oh, it's smaller than I thought. So maybe I can give you a sense of like the actual size that I'm working in. There's not much space. We'll just start here. We obviously have the door to come in. Then we have my rack, patterns, samples with a cute little poster trying to hide the drywall because the walls are not finished and I don't want to paint them. I don't know if I'm actually allowed, but we're just not gonna do it. So I hung a poster to kind of hide the drywall. I actually hide a lot in behind. It's like my flower bag inserts, my rolling rack stuff, there's shelves, there's even like a rug that is rolled up in behind. And then down below, these are all my fabric scraps. Every bag is a different color category. And this is the bag of fabric scraps that I will eventually donate on Facebook Marketplace. Then we have my mirror, obviously, so I can do fit checks, and when I'm making samples I can see. I have a little handheld mirror so I can like look behind me to see the back of garments, which really helps. In behind the rack over here, I have my ironing board. I have a random sparkly cowboy hat for Carnival that I've worn twice now. Always comes in handy. This might give you an idea of actually how much space I have between my rolling rack and my table. It's not a lot, but enough for me. And the table holds a lot as well. I have my pattern paper here. My iron actually kind of just floats around. It doesn't have a home. It's here for now. All my pattern weights, the serger does usually live there for the most part, just out of the way. Underneath I have my second rolling rack. Recycling bin, this is always full of hangers. This bag, I got the serger in actually, and she said I could have it, but it usually houses all my flower bags. I think there's actually some, like they're in dust bags in this bag to make sure that they stay clean. And then on the bottom of the other side of the table is a bunch of my like sketchbooks, filing systems, scale, random books and magazines, my pattern book, and this is actually like my pattern drafting book. Got this one in school, and I refer to it when I get stuck on making certain patterns. And then of course on the other side of the door we have the fabric shelf, which you've seen, and on the side I actually hung the bag charms. I didn't really know what to do with them, so they're just decorating the shelf. These are a whole bunch of ties that I use when I make sewing bundles. I always tie them with leftover scraps, so I save them all. This is all the bias that I cut for the edge of flower bags to finish them off. I can just go pick from my hoard. Beside the shelf I have my laundry, because this is also my laundry space. And I actually only have 2 outlets, so one outlet is for the machine, and then the other one I plugged in this huge power bank so I could actually have all my machines plugged in at once. So this has been like a game changer. And then I have a really long extension cord that I always plug my ring light into. I have one really bad light bulb in here, and I really rely on my ring light for better light source. I need to actually switch that. I should switch that. But yeah, I have one long power cord that I just drag all over the place in here. The said extension cord always on the ground everywhere I go. Beside the laundry machine I have my sewing table. Now, I kind of built this table from the side of an old IKEA like wardrobe. It was falling apart, so I decided to use the side of it to make a table. The only thing is, I only bought 4 of these legs from IKEA, and I should have bought like 1 or 2 more for the middle. There's not enough support there, so it is sagging, and when the machine is going really fast, it like wobbles the table because there's not enough support. So I kind of feel like one day it's gonna like snap in half. Until then, it's okay. I do keep an eye out on Facebook Marketplace for more leg. And then behind I have my like go-to things that I need. Here is a close-up of the board right behind. It's just so everything is easy access while I'm sewing right here. I have my measuring tape. The avocado I now use as a pin cushion for my like sewing needles. This is actually my microphone for filming. My little snips, and then like all my scissors, my like actual fabric scissors, and usually I have my paper scissors and stuff here too. And then I have this little tray which I keep most of my bobbins in, and like, yeah, my pick, other feet. It's kind of a dumping ground, but it does really help, especially to see all my bobbins. When I'm really stuck, I just look on the side for the color that I need. Then underneath I have just, this is the only drawer space I have, like my button drawers. This thing is on wheels, so it always rolls far back. My bias and ribbon and elastic drawer. And then this is my bag of zippers. And underneath is like all tiny spools of thread. And there's like two levels to this. Like I have another one underneath. Also, I think you can see it kind of better now, but like how the table is like bending where the sewing machine is. Yeah. And then beside my sewing space, because not only is this a sewing room and a laundry room, it's also a storage room. And I moved here to the Netherlands with only like 4 suitcases. They are currently all here. One has thread in it, another one has my like summer clothes, that kind of deal. And I put fabric on top of these two because there is a little window, and in the summer the sun comes darkly in and I don't want it to fade the colors of my suitcases because I really like them. There's also my carry-ons like shoved way back in the corner. I've used every single nook and cranny of this space. And last but not least, the other corner of the sewing room. This is actually another side of that wardrobe that this came from. I made it into a shelf. Like, this used to be vertical shelving. It is now a horizontal shelf. Underneath is just pure storage. This is all my shipping. Like, these are boxes, bags, a random lampshade. And then on top is all my sewing stuff. These are, every box is a size label, so this is full of extra larges, large, medium, small, a basket to hold my sewing hams. I have a bunch of like pen and pencils in there, as well as here. These are like bobbin cases, industrial sewing feet. One day I will have an industrial machine, tape, ruler, thread, labeling. This is all labels for my brand. It's all in bags and organized, and yeah, this is only how big the studio is. Look what I just picked up, a chair. Wait, how does it work? Ah, like this, and then you, so fun. I love it. Now I can like work at the table sitting down. Oh, this is nice. Oof, how did I not have one of these sooner? And I got it for only €5 on Marketplace. Steal of a deal. And there you have it. This is the space that I work in every day. It's a little rough around the edges. I'm not gonna lie about that, but I like it. It's the biggest space I've ever had to myself for sewing. I've sewed on my bedroom floor for years. So this feels nice. Would I like a bigger space that's brighter with better lighting? Of course. But maybe next year? Something to work towards. Anyways, I hope you're having an amazing holiday season and have a happy new year, because next video is in 2025. I have so many plans for next year and I can't wait to get to them. So I will see you next year. Bye!